There we are. And welcome to this evening's intention. So tonight we're going to do the evening intention, the second in the connection series. We're going to be focusing particularly on the connection to our mind, and in the mind's case, disconnection. Normally we're looking to connect, but in this case, we, for the one thing, partially disconnect the mind. So if you could find a place for 15, 20 minutes, likely 20 minutes, to close your eyes and not be disturbed, sitting or lying down, that would be great. And once you're comfy, go ahead, excuse me, and close your eyes. We're going to start with some deep, slow breaths. Excuse me. Got a little froggy in my throat tonight. The fireplace is so hot, so I had to move locations. Okay. So close your eyes. I'm going to take that first big breath in. Fill your belly, fill your whole being with the breath of life. And when you exhale, I want you to just let all your cares and worries of the day go. Just feel them float away from you. And with your next breath, take it in. And when you exhale, feel like you're melting into your seat or sinking into the safe arms of Pachamama, Mother Earth, always supporting us. And just feel everything get really heavy. And the next breath, I want you to focus on bringing light directly into your heart and then breathing light directly from your heart. Nice. I would just do a quick body scan and see if there's any tension still hiding anywhere. And if so, just go to that area, ask it to relax now. Just, it's okay to let go. And then we're going to move inwards. And we're going to speak to our mind. First, we're going to examine our mind. We're just going to touch base on mind. So there's a part of our mind that we're going to ask to relax and disconnect. Just take a little vacation. But there's other parts of our mind that we want to remain in the flow, and that's the imagination part of our mind. And the other part of our mind is our ego. We're also trying to disconnect from that, because ego is of the mind. We're in this body in this lifetime, and we're with mind and ego also in this lifetime. And we don't want to take the mind or the ego and say bad or turf it out to the cold. We're not trying to expel them. But the unfortunate problem is that the mind has become conditioned over time, over generations actually. And it's become so conditioned, it's become out of balance. It is too busy all the time. It is overstimulated and it's been a little bit bossy and taken too much control over this experience of life that we have. Now, our mind does amazing things for us, and we're going to thank our mind for all the hard work it does. But for the most part, the mind, including the ego, we don't want to boot ego out either. Ego is part of our lifetime here, this experience. But what we want with the ego is to be aware, a consciousness and awareness of what is ego and what is truly what you are at your core. You are not just your ego. And ego is a part of the package while we're in this lifetime. It is not who you truly are at your core being. And so we want this awareness, and we want the ability to have the mind step back. We're going to ask it to do that right now. Just chillax on the couch. We're going to let the heart steer the bus for the session. Now, one of the ways that we disconnect from the mind, from the ego, particularly, is to be aware of the thoughts, be outside of the thoughts, observing them, recognizing that you are not your thoughts, and being aware of the thoughts, not trying to block them out. Just allow them to be and allow them to pass by. You can notice the thoughts without engaging. So when you have a thought, oh, I left the butter out on the counter again, I need to go clean that up. Or, darn, the dryer ate a sock again. Or, oh, that person from work was a real so-and-so today. And, all these things, we have so many thoughts that are constantly bombarding us. I mean, and this is not even touching on the subject of all the thoughts that are wrapped up in our self-talk, the things we tell ourselves, the things we've been conditioned to believe, the things we tell ourselves in our head. And if you're anything like me, I am so hard on myself. And this is the kind of thing that we want to be working on, to make sure that the things we're telling ourselves are helpful to us. Because a lot of the times they aren't. So all of that talk, those thoughts that are just chattering up your head all the time, it'd be nice to get a little bit of relief from that. And I believe we're all on the same page there. It gets overwhelming, and it's almost like the mind has developed a chronic diarrhea, and maybe that's something that needs to be addressed. And I think a lot of the techniques for meditation, they're asking you to try to find stillness. But the stillness isn't, a goal that you're reaching for by way of booting your thoughts out and dismissing them and not being with them or accepting them. It's really just a matter of allowing them to run their course. So one of the ways we can do that is by this visualization technique. Visualize yourself on the ground, looking up at the sky and seeing your thoughts projected up there like little mini movies. But see them as if they were clouds on a windy day. See them moving and passing by. And it's your choice whether you're going to engage with them or not. They're not going to kidnap you and take you away, although it feels like that sometimes. You have total free will and choice as to what you want to be engaged in. And it's good to be a witness of what thoughts are coming up. They are amazing clues to help us figure out what is going on with us and how we are dealing with life. Just because you have a thought, it doesn't define what you are or who you are. And it certainly doesn't mean you have to act on it. We all know this. But it's pretty important to have an awareness of what kind of thoughts you're having, to recognize that you're having the thoughts and that they are thoughts and they're not who you are. You don't have to automatically react to them. It's almost like if you're, you're picking through the jujubes and you don't like the green ones or the blue ones, but you're picking out all the other colors and eating them. It's kind of like the same principle. You can, you choose your thoughts and you can direct yourself to think in a certain way. But sometimes thoughts come up and they're not that desirable, but you can choose not to pick them up and eat them like as if they were the green jujube. And so see your thoughts up there in the sky and see them passing by as if they were clouds, and just let them go. Watch them go. You can even wave at them. Oh, there's that thought again. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Oh, see ya. Just let it go. And you may feel like you've got so much going on in your mind. There's so many clouds up there that you're just feeling overwhelmed and crowded. And that's why it's really good to just step back and be a witness to them and let them do their thing. Another really good thing is to go walking in nature. This really helps the process of bringing up all those thoughts to be examined in your awareness, but to just let them go and run their course so that you can find, because what happens when they run their course and you consciously let them go is that stillness is found. It just is a natural result. And so this is what meditation can do for you, is to allow you to disengage from the thoughts. You can't get rid of them, but you can willfully disengage from them so that you're in a quieter place, a place of stillness. And a lot of the times, those thoughts going by sometimes put out hooks that grab you with emotion or grab you with necessity, and because you prioritize what the thought is. But if you've chosen time to do this practice for yourself, then anytime those thoughts carry you away, and they do, when you're meditating, they will catch you, and you'll start to go off on a tangent on your merry way, and one thought will lead to another, and a whole scenario plays out before you. By the time you're like, whoops, I was meditating. So as soon as you recognize that one has carried you away and kidnapped you, don't be hard on yourself. Just gently come back to the present moment. Just gently bring yourself back. And that's actually what the practice of meditation is. Just noticing that you have been pulled away, and then gently bring yourself back to your breath. You can use my voice in this case as a guide to help bring you back. And there will be times that these thoughts will not give up, and you will not be able to find any peace or stillness. And there are times when it's tumultuous like that, but this practice will help. For the most part, it will help. Just allow them to go through. Now, the part of our mind that we're going to allow to stay engaged is our imagination, because we really have good visualization skills. And we're going to leave those engaged and on board while we build the intention. They're very helpful that way. So now that you've recognized that your thoughts up there are not who you are not your thoughts. You are something much more deeply profound. We're going to make the connection and with our heart. So we're going to just quickly open the door to our heart and step in and be completely enveloped and bathed in that beautiful, warm, loving light, where you feel safe and secure and happy, more closest to the truest essence of what we really are, what we truly are, this high vibrational frequency resonance of light, of love. And so we connect with the flow of the cosmos, the consciousness of one. We connect with that light that we all belong to. We feel the connection to all. And then we build the intention, and the intention that we want to live in, the reality is that we are complete, whole, healthy, vibrant beings. In all of our bodies, emotionally, mentally, physically, energetically. And that we have abundance, we have plenty of abundance. Certainly enough for our survival needs, but also enough to lift us into creation mode. And we have resources to follow our dreams, our purpose in life. And then we have the balance in the world, and we have everybody on the same page, everybody feeling this connection to the all. And so the energy that we create in this reality that we live in is much different, not only for ourselves, but for the entire planet. And just see what the consequences, feel right now what the consequences are. The entire planet, healthy, whole, happy, cooperating, supporting one another, moving forward together in a balanced way on a beautiful, clean earth. And just be in your shoes right now and feel all the emotions. It has already happened, so say we all. It is done. Feel the joy of living in an atmosphere without tension and fear. The freedoms of being together and enjoying and celebrating life together. The fulfillment from pursuing your purpose and your life's passions every day. Thank you, thank you, thank you for every step and every breath. Thank you for this amazing vessel, this body that serves me so well. Thank you for my emotions guiding me through this life, and thank you for my connections. Thank you for my connections, my ability to connect and disconnect as far as the mind is concerned at will. I'm going to take your intention and build it up as a big energy ball in your center right now, in the heart, the solar plexus, the dantian. Make it crackle with life. And then pour into it all those beautiful emotions you just felt experiencing your dream reality. The peace, the stillness from being able to disconnect the mind. The fulfillment, the health, the vibrant glow of health, the joy being together with everyone, seeing your family's thriving, glowing faces, and the gratitude, the thankfulness for this amazing life you live. And take a big breath in, and when we exhale, we're going to release that beautiful high frequency energy of the intent, share it with the world. Here we go. Exhale out completely, give it all away. And then inhale the breath of life, replenish yourself with love, with healing, with energy, with light. Good job. And so come back into our bodies now, wiggle your fingers and toes. When you're ready, open your eyes, come back into the room. And just notice how you feel and how this was for you. If at any point you could disengage from your thoughts. And if not, don't be hard on yourself. This takes a little bit of practice. And sometimes it might help if somebody wasn't talking all the time. So when you do meditations on your own, it can be helpful to have somebody guide you. And then if we had more time, I would offer periods of silence where you could really explore that. So hopefully you enjoyed that and can feel some of your own power in being able to connect or disconnect at will. Mostly in our journeys to expand our consciousness and to explore who we are, we don't want to disconnect. We do that right now, and that's part of the problem. We disconnect from our bodies, we disconnect from our hearts, we disconnect from our connection to the earth, to each other, and to the source of what we are. So the only thing that is kind of helpful is to somewhat disengage the mind and the ego for these journeys, as it has become kind of a blockage for us, a shield that keeps us from making the other connections we need to. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the process and that you found some usefulness from it. We're going to continue on with this series of connection, and our next part will be connection to our hearts for the evening intention, and tomorrow morning we'll just have a global vision intention as normal. So whether you're joining me live or recorded, thank you. This is doing the work that we need to do in order to help ourselves and all of us in the end. So have a great night.